Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this morning I've come to quite a spectacular waterfall, well I'm hoping so. I'm in an area called the Carn Valley. So I'm just walking down just now. I'm here just before sunrise, and sunrise should be happening in about 30 minutes. So I'll walk down to the top of the falls and join me. And let's see where this journey takes us this morning. So I've come to the River Endrick, and on midway through the River Endrick what we have is a series of waterfalls called the Laupi Fintry. Now I'm going to have to be really careful because someone's camping here this morning. The wind's getting up, so what I'll do is I'll work my way down to the top of the falls. There's a bit of a glow, there's a lot more cloud than I thought. But if that sun comes up, oh boy, it could really light up those clouds. So what I'll do is I'll walk down, I'll stay quiet, and I'll catch back when I get to the top of the falls. Right, so I've finally got to the top of the falls. What I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around and you can see what I can see. So as you can see, there's a little small stream of water coming down here. You've got the falls coming down, it goes into a basin, and there's a little hole through the rock there. There's not as much water as I thought there was going to be because we've had quite a bit of rain this week, and I'm all wrapped up because we've had snow as well on the hills. So but what I'll do is, this is pre-sunrise, so because it's still dark, I'm shooting at f8 and I've got a 3.2 second shutter speed, so the water's going to be really soft and smooth, which it's not what I normally like. However, it might work because of the low light that we've got just now. But I'm going to wait another 25 minutes in the hope that when the sun comes up, it lights up and puts some colour in these clouds. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 or 3 images before sunrise, and when I'm finished, I'll share those images with you now. Well, sun's coming up. Have a look at that. That's a stunning sky so far. I've also had to put my wide angle lens on because the 24 to 70 was not wide enough, because I wanted to capture the whole scene with the water coming down. I'm still shooting at 3.2 seconds, but I'm just keeping taking these shots while I capture the sunrise. I'll turn this round because that's much more prettier than me. So, right, it's absolutely stunning. So I'm just hoping I can get a nice shot, and then what I'll do is I'll work my way over to here and we'll see if we can get some compositions that way. And then what I'll try and do is work my way down to the bottom of the falls and see if I can get some shots coming up. But right now, my focus is getting this sunrise. So if any of these images turn out, I'll share them with you now. Right, I'm just watching my footing because that is quite slippy there. So what I'm just trying to do here is just look for an alternate shot and see if I can shoot over the top of the falls, right down the Carn Valley here. And you know, there was a bit me when I was driving this morning, because I got up at 2:30 this morning thinking, will it be cloudy or will it get a clear sky? And the forecast has been bang on, so that's brilliant. Right, so what I'm going to do here is, I'm just going to take 2 or 3 different shots with different compositions, because I've got the pool in front of me here as well that might make an interesting composition. But my focus is trying to get the spray coming off the falls. So what I'll do is I'll slow it down, I'll speed it up, and when I mean I speed it up, I'll maybe use a 50th of a second, so you can just see just a quick snapshot. And then what we'll do is we'll compare those images. So what I'll do is I'll share with you just now a 50th of a second shot compared to a 1/4 of a second shot, and you never know, you could let me know if you like whatever one you like and what effect you like. Right, so what I'll do now is I'm just going to focus on these pools, but because of my footing, I'm just going to be really careful. So what I'll do is I'll share the images that I take of this pool here with you now, and then what we'll do is we'll catch up at the next composition. Alright, so I'm just, because the sunrise is finished, I've got some nice clouds over in the far right here, and a wee bit on the left just above the falls, and it's really nice. But I'm just playing about here with my settings because I'm trying to make sure with my histogram I've got my shadows and my highlights in the middle, and I'm not going over my shadows where it's going to be too dark, and I'm not going over my highlights where it's too light. But I've got this really nice composition. So I've got those clouds up there that I mentioned, then we've got the falls coming down for the left hand side, and you've got those clouds up here. It's just absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 or 3 different shots here as well, but then I'm going to start wandering down to see if I can get to the base of the falls, just to see if we can get a different set of images, because when you stand here, no matter where you go, it's kind of same type image. I went really low that you'll have seen earlier, just at that little pool, just to give us a wee bit of different perspective. But yeah, I'm loving this. This is magic. Right, I'm going to take these shots, and whatever shots I take, I'll share them with you now. Right, so I've come to the middle cascade of the falls, but I'm just getting myself sorted here because I'm just going to take my time in getting across here, because I don't know how slippy it is, so I'm just taking my time. Right, alright, so it's not the greatest view, and I'm not going to go too far to my right either. So if I can extend my camera legs, my tripod, just see if I can get a sure foot in here. Right, wow, this is nice. Right, I'm in the dark here. So this big rock here's in the way and it's hiding the falls, and I can't get further round. But what I can do is a side shot, and if I just lift this up. This might be a better landscape shot, but I've got that little tree up there, and then I've got the trees on the right. So what I'll do is I'll take a number of different shots here. I've also got the small water cascade coming down on my left hand side. I'll see if I can make best use of this big rock with the water coming in at the back of it, even if I've got to zoom in. And then I've got the two cascades over on my right hand side that with the trees that could make a nice shot. I've also got a view downriver, and then that might make a nice shot downriver. So I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm just going to make sure I'm safe, and when I'm finished I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so we're safely back to the top, and let's get this cover off. So this morning I've been using the polarizer filter, but I've also been using the ND Grad filter that gives me half dark and half light. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm just going to see if there's a composition that we can use. I'm just see as we come up here it's a lot brighter, so let me try that. There's an F9. What I'm trying to do is just get the whole scene in the image with the fall, that tree, those rocks. If I show you, so I've got this tree up here, I've then got the flowing water, we've got this big rock, and then we've got that pool in front of us. Still got a really nice sky. So that's what I'm trying to capture. I'm just changing my settings here because I'm struggling with this sky. I'm having to take two exposures because even though I've got an ND Grad on, it's still quite bright. So what I'll do is I'll bring those two exposures together in post-processing. Right, that looks nice. So what I'll do is I'll take a couple of shots here. What time is it? It's still quite early, and I'm conscious I can't really walk along the river when there's somebody camping there in case they're sleeping. So what I'll do is I'll go back up towards the car, because there's a couple of viewpoints up there that we can get a wider shot of the falls. So I'll take these shots and I'll share these images with you now, and then we'll head back up to the top of the cliff. Alright, so I've come up to the top of the cliff edge here, and as you'll probably notice, we've got some beautiful sun now painting the landscape, and it's absolutely gorgeous. However, I wanted to take shots of the falls without the sun, and the reason is because as soon as that sun hits that water, boom, it'll be highlight heaven, and it'll be a real challenge to manage those highlights. The best time to come to these falls and shoot them when you want some light on them is when you get a sunset, because as the sun sets over behind those hills, it does actually diffuse the light a bit, so you don't get as much glare on the water. And that's why I was keen to get here when I did this morning, because I don't want any of that, and I just wanted to get the falls as they were naturally, and we'll be able to lift the shadows, and those images will be really nice. So I've got a wide view here, that tent's there, plus the other thing I wanted to do, but right, so I've zoomed in, and that it's nice having that blue tent there because it's something of a wee bit of interest, but because I've got this kind of wider view, higher level of the falls, it's quite nice. So the one thing I did do earlier when I put the drone up, I took a panoramic shot. So if that drone panoramic image is turned out, I'll share that image and these images with you now. Right, so there's a kind of wee viewpoint here that peeks through these beech hedges, and as you can see, you can get a shot of the falls for this area. I mean, you wouldn't risk going too far forward because that'll just be a sheer drop, but you can get to see how beautiful these loop of Fintry Falls are. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wide lens, because what I want to try and do is use some of the foliage as a kind of frame. And then what I'll do is I'll put the big lens on, and then I'll do a couple of zoom shots, and we'll get some shots for the distance. So when I'm finished, I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so here's hoping we can make a video of this. Here's hoping those images have turned out. And yeah, I really hope you like those images. So if you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video.